Mom Dunny, Mom Dunny. How about you, Alicia? Good morning, Billy and Steve, cat friends, Low Banks, Canada. Did you see that Weaver moon last night? She was stunning. See her face. And welcome. Good morning, Mike's, on this beautiful Thursday. Ladies' night. Traditionally, ladies' night is Thursday. Ladies drink for free. Yeah. Big fan of ladies' night. I used to go down when I was at Colby College. We'd head down to the Holiday Inn. Had a great ladies' night. We were in college. It's amazing. You go anywhere for a good deal on drinks, right? We'd go down to the Holiday Inn in Waterville, Maine, because it was ladies' night. They had a little disco ball, a little DJ. It was absolutely a riot. It's Morning Mike's, brought to you by our friends at Venbrook Insurance. I am Bill Bush, along with the great Steve Harding, Big Steve, as he's known, to many as Big Steve. I haven't met any of them, but allegedly he's known as Big Steve. Wow. So much going on. Oh, English Dick. Good morning, Billy, Steve. Yeah. Good morning from Norfolk County. Oh, Nurse Deb right there. Michael Morrissey, the district attorney of Norfolk County. Will he survive? No, he won't. He won't even run for re-election. After what he did to Karen Reed, it was a very bad thing. Carol Deaton says, good morning, America. Just a little GMA right there. Yeah. How are those morning shows? Anybody watching network morning television these days? I don't know. Whoa. What subscribers jumped, Steve? Special, I'm trying to read this from Special Bendy Bros. Oh, someone else. I don't know. Something was in there. Somebody said it jumped. Oh, as Billy's subscribers jumped. This is, I always think of Dice Clay when I hear that. Oh, look at the way it jumps. Is anyone else, am I too old for that? Lamar Cook, former aide of Governor Healy, busted with cocaine in his office. Oh, dude, you just, and by the way, they don't do the blow like they used to do the blow. Stay away from the blow. Rock out with your out, Billy and Steve. Left a blank right there. All right. Here's how my morning begins. I'm sitting there in the kitchen. I get up in the morning, I go and whoa, what's that? Michelle, what happened? Well, Michelle, did you just like inherit some money or what happened? Thank you, Michelle. Oh my God, Steve will give you a, oh, by the way, look at Dave, booger sugar. Let's go right now. Everybody down the line, all the, euphemisms for cocaine. Someone once said, I don't do cocaine. I just like the way it smells. Booger sugar. What is sniz? Yeah. The guy that has the cocaine all the time and knows what he's, that guy like in nose candy. Oh, that's famous. Yeah. The snizzelier is the guy's like the sommelier who knows the different brands and all those things. Nose beers.
I love that one.
Oh, that made me happy. That's funny. Okay, good one, Amy. Nose beers. That means you do it too much. Oh God, that's the best. Slaughterhouse. Thank you. Peruvian marching powder. You do a couple of bumps of those, and you're ready to just take on the world against Peruvian marching powder. Okay. It's that time of the morning. I don't know what happens. I get all heated up, and it just, oh my God. Well, I was out last night. I had a couple of reposados on the rocks with a little orange twist in it with my friend Reed Dickens, who is the CEO and founder of LA Golf, which one of our major sponsors on Hot Mics. So we went to the Grand Havana Room in Beverly Hills. This was started by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sly Stallone. And it's like a cigar club in the middle of Beverly Hills. You can smoke inside. They have the ventilators. But Reed has been a member for so long. He has his own little setup surrounded by hedges with like a little fire pit and couches at the end of the outdoor balcony. Oh, it's so baller. So I ripped down a beautiful Bolivar Cuban cigar with a little neat repo with orange wedge. It was amazing. I actually survived the 80s without doing cocaine. Well, that was the time to do it, Lynn. So definitely don't do it now. I drank too much, but I never did coke because I feared I would like it too much. That's a lot of people say that. My ex-wife used to say, I think I just like it too much. Keep me up all night. I want to party. I'm like, yeah, well, that's what it does. But, the thing about the cocaine, and I don't know how the hell we got talking about cocaine, but what was his George Carlin had the greatest line about cocaine. He said, I used to love cocaine. You do a bump and you feel like a new man. Except then the new man wants one. Is that good or what? Billy Steve and the Pineapplers. What's going on, Kel? How you doing, girl? Good morning to all. There's Karen with an eye. She's checking in. How you doing? Ooh, never did it. Good, C-Dub. Don't start now, girlfriend. No. No. All right, that's the same thing. I think it's why I never touched it either. Yeah, you don't want that. Oh, the 7 words. What was that? Oh, the 7 you can't say on TV by Carlin. Yeah, well, you can say them on YouTube, I think. But you know what? I have my own governor of what I like to say and don't want to say, right? Here's what I tell my kids. I think we have discussed this, but I told my kids, look, the F word is not a terrible word when you're at a certain age. It's actually a great word if you place it. You know what I mean? The guy from New York who's like, hey, so I found some sham fucking poo. When you're putting a word between a word, like wedging an F word into a middle of a word, and you're overusing that, not good. Yeah. But if you place one, it's pretty good. It's the Judy diet, a bump for breakfast, a bump for lunch, and a healthy line for dinner.
Oh, that's so good. Oh,
yeah, I used to, the supermodel diet, it was like cocaine and cigarettes with a little bit of champagne. That was the supermodel diet when I was starting at Access Hollywood back in the day. Good point by Cleopatra here. Cleo says, can we have Alan Jackson live since he was second runner-up on Sexiest Man Alive? Well, I think if there was more time there, Alan might have, he might have roared in there because there's something really sexy about a man with a commanding presence. I think, ladies, if we get honest about this, when you look at, man, we just got off the People's Sexiest Man Alive thing. What's really sexy is confidence and aptitude, leadership, right? Then you put a nice suit on top of that, and you really got something going on there. Alan's a very handsome man. He's very together. He's a very fit man. I've said a very fit man. I've seen this man. I've spent some time with this man. But that's what, and the way he, led that team was just fucking sexy, right? Unmistakably. So we give that to the great Alan Jackson. Happy Thursday from beautiful Utah. Do you think it's going to be a good ski season, Jamie? Because I'm looking at the Icon Pass right now. Icon Pass is, you got the Icon Pass, which is like Deer Valley and like Jackson Hole and I think even Sun Valley and some of these places. And then you got the Epic Pass, which is like Vail and some of the others. It's one of the two. You can't get them both. They're too expensive. But the Icon Pass without blackout dates, if it's a good ski season in Utah, I used to have a house there for 15 years, and one of my best buddies, Jeff, you remember Jeff, sexy Jeff who was staying at the house? He was in the background cooking at the grill, making eggs. Jeff, he still has a house in Park City, so I think I need a good ski season. I love the smell of cross-examination in the morning. Oh, unless he's cross-examining you. Oh, wow, Steve. Oh, my, even I'm getting a little hot and bothered by that. Whoa. Whoo. Big Al. Look at AJ. Alan Jackson, defense attorney. Defending helpless women under attack by fat, gross district attorneys who are just looking to score notches on their belt. Good man. I bet Alan smells good. What do you think about that? I think so too. Yeah, Jackie. Geez. You're probably right about that. And I got to be honest with you, I was near the guy and he did have a nice aroma. I have a thing about, I notice all the time a man's aroma. And I'm very confident in myself and my sexuality and what I'm putting out there. And I always compliment that man. I'm going to say this. Reed Dickens, the CEO of LA Golf, not only has a great head of hair, he smells terrific, Steve. The next time he's over at the studio where he comes in, I want you to give him a hug. I want you to be, hey, bud, great seeing you. Give him a hug. And then right in there. And I tell you what, you're going to say, that's a good smelling man. Oh, what cologne do I wear? Okay, I'm going to tell you this. A whisper, just a hint. It's a and step into it kind of move. There's nothing worse than even if there's too much of anything, it immediately doesn't smell good. But I got this stuff. It's a company called Hawthorne. But wait, we should reach out to them. Let's make a note on that. Shouldn't I be compensated for telling you that everywhere I go, people go, God, you're a good smelling man. And you fill out your little profile on the Instagram. It's probably bullshit. And you know what I mean? And I think I'm making my own, but it's probably the same one going out there, but I feel like I'm tailor making my own. Anyway, it's called Work. They have Work and Play. Work is the one I use. And I got to say, many compliments I've had. Sitting on a bus, this lady once turned over to me and said, Jesus, you smell terrific. I said, well, thank you. Yeah. And she said, no, really terrific. I said, I'm going to get out the next stop here. I'm the next stop. My favorite is still Drakkar Noir. Really? Wow. I think that Drakkar that's a little heavy. There was this, I'll never forget, this girl in boarding school had this stuff called Tea Rose. And it was powerful though. Oh, hey, there's a good one. Blue Day Chanel is what he would. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, Steve, Acqua di Giorgio, Acqua di Gio, Perfumo. Sounds like a lot. If it's over 3 words, I don't know. Yeah, Drakkar is a little. Mary, I agree. Drakkar is that's. Yeah. Yeah, Scooter says, oh, yeah, I used Drakkar back in the day. You know what I did it for? Closing, right? It was a closing day. Yeah, Blue Day Chanel. Oh, English Dick with an interest. Yeah, there's people that side with you, buddy. Hate the smell of perfumes altogether. There's not a woman. It's a make or break on a woman because, and I think if you're a woman and you're dating, and you hug the guy and whatever, and you're wearing something you like, I think you should say, and you like him, I think you say off the bat, let's level with each other right now. Does this work for you? You know what I mean? I'm sorry. This is the best name I've ever seen in the chat. Are you new? Max Bang. That's the name of my new cologne. Hey, Cupcake, how you doing there? Keep your eyes on the road, all right? Thank God she's got her seatbelt on. Yeah. Oh, wait. What was that comment? There's a comment up there, Steve, about Bill Maher. What did they say about Bill Maher? He is a Bill Maher hates Bill Mayer. I think you meant Maher. Hates perfume too. Did he say that to me? I think he did. I feel like I recently heard that. Oh my God. Yeah. What the hell is this? Steve, have you seen this? Vetiver for men. Now, Pamela says cold showers for ladies. Is that the name of a perfume? Cold showers? Or you're just saying take a cold shower and you're gonna smell good? Yeah. Look at this. Sherry says the universal sign for I tried today. Can I ask you a question? Do people get a little more amorous under a beaver moon? Okay, let me ask ChatGPT about the beaver moon here. I want to see what that does for people. Here we go. Does the beaver moon inspire increased libido? Question mark. By the way, we got to talk about ChatGPT in a second, but this shit is doing to younger men, not me, not men who grew up without the phone, thank God. But this thing is killing men, which is going to kill you, the ladies. There's no solid scientific evidence. Or can you make up something? No, I'm kidding. Some smell or informal studies suggest full moons may be associated with changes in sleep patterns or mood. Yeah, no way to stretch this truth here. The beaver moon is just the name of a specific full moon in late autumn. Yeah, I got to say, I want more out of the beaver moon. Does anyone else? You know what I mean? Max Bang, I'm not new. Well, what the hell, Max? You just weren't commenting for very long. You're just walking around doing your own thing, making your coffee, now we got you commenting here, and you got an absolute rock star / porn star name here, Max Bang. Everyone's into Max Bang. Look at that, Max Bang. Ooh, how about a cologne? Desiderata. A beaver moon would be a soothing scent. Steve, do I come out with hot mics? I think we got to make a hot mics general store, and everybody can just, all the English dick can slap on a little beaver moon as he heads out to the pub with, Penelope. Yeah. Cold showers produces 200 to 300 more percent dopamine for your brain. Huh. I think that's a good idea. I always feel good after a cold shower. The other thing is I got the swimming pool out here. Now it's November, and I never heat my pool. It's a thing after a run in the summer. If you're, I'm always to really cool off. It's what it's for. But I think I might jump in it after this. And I might ask you to go with me, Steve. Yeah, I got the Zaddy shorts right behind me. I can pop those in there. Yeah, beaver moon could be a nice musk. Not wrong with that. Speaking of Musk, holy shit, the board of Tesla is going to vote today on Elon Musk's pay package. You see this? Pay package could be up to $1 trillion. Here we are. We just elected Zoran Mamdani in New York because of affordability and the big giant wealth gap and the fact that kids feel left behind, the young people. And now today, the board of Tesla is going to vote on Elon's pay package. The problem is, of all these overpaid people, he's like the one that's probably actually worth it. I mean, he's a on the spectrum genius, right? He's expected to announce the results of the shareholder vote determining whether Musk should receive a pay package of nearly $1 trillion worth of stock over the next decade. But he's the guy innovating all the robotics. Here's the thing. You guys ever follow Scott Galloway? I just texting him this morning. He's so busy. He's trying desperately to get Scott on the show, and he's appearing in a lot of places. He's got a new book called Notes on Being a Man. Folks, we got some issues here with young men, and we got to deal with it. 45% of men 18 to 25 have never asked a woman out in person. I'm going to say that shit again. 45% of men 18 to 25. Okay? This is college age and just out of college, have never asked a woman out in person. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Boom. Oh, swipe. Boom. Facebook, Instagram. What's up? TikTok. Direct message. Hey, what's up? This is a rite of passage, man. It's not good. And you know what? I mean, we have so much technology. 10 companies in this country are driving our economy entirely. 10 companies driving all the growth in GDP. I was saying about ChatGPT earlier. The prompts at the end, when you put in a question on Chat, do you want me to search this and find that? Oh, yeah, sure. 3 hours later, you find yourself, where the hell did I go? And these young guys, 18 to 25, the frontal cortex is not formed, and they go right down that rabbit hole and get sucked in. And why risk the humiliation of being rejected by a woman when you've got synthetic AI porn available, hot, they're making them hotter and hotter, and all of a sudden you're communicating with these things and you can, take care of things yourself with a synthetic gal. These kids are stupid, right? These are dumb young guys. And so if it's easy and it's there and I don't know, I don't want to I'm not going to ask her. It's going to be weird. I don't want to talk to her. It's weird. It's not weird. It's amazing. So I don't know what to do. I can't say, is it on the ladies to make it a little more welcoming and a little bit more easy? Did we take giant shits on young men, 40 years ago with a bunch of these movements? I wouldn't call them movements. I'd call them moments. Did we take giant craps on young men? Yeah. We absolutely did. We let the woke people go absolutely crazy, making guys feel just for being, testosterone, bad, masculinity, bad, toxic masculinity, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You want warriors, right? The book you want to read is called Tender Warrior, right? Doesn't mean you need to be a Neanderthal. Just, means you need to welcome dudes, right? For us alpha males, RVA, I thought you were a woman the whole time. There you are. An alpha male. Yeah. I just think in your relationship, the male needs to be the alpha, right? I mean, although my dad said to me many times, he's like, Bill, it works sometimes the other way with the alpha female and the beta male. I was like with you and mom? Yeah, my dad was on Broadway. Yeah, not making any stereotypes here, but he used to be on Broadway when he was a younger man. And there is no business like show business. There's no. But what'd you say, Steve? We could cripple this entire generation with cursive and stick shifts. Oh my God, isn't that great? I know. Oh my God, I did that with my daughter. When I took a trip to France with my daughter in one of my years off, and we were driving from Paris down through the Loire Valley, and we rented one of those little, convertible Renaults or whatever it was. And I went out into these country roads, and I was like, all right, you're going to learn to drive stick shift today. And my daughter's like, okay. I mean, wow, into a ditch. You're like, I got it. Okay, here we come. But imagine she's like, whoa, this is so awesome. I'm like, yeah, this is what we all used to drive. That's actually driving. The next step down is like automatic. Then we go to automatic. And now we're going to go self-driving. Do you see what's happening? And it's all the AI and the technology. More and more, we're just doing less. Our economy is growing on things so we can be more sedentary, less creative, sit there while technology does everything for us. Where's the revolt? And I'm a total fraud because I'm investing everywhere in AI and all that shit, because I see it. But I don't like it. What do I do about that? Stand on principle and get poorer? I don't know. I don't know, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, is this technically a rant? I don't think so. I think it's just, we're starting with this group here. I have some friends who are single moms, right? And with their sons, I'll tell you, interesting thing, and this was a point made by Scott Galloway, while we're evolving a new species of asexual, asocial males, who's leading the fight, sounding the alarm on young men who, need saving? Moms. Single moms. They see it. They see it and they're like, oh, shit. Help. This boy, we need help. We need more men involved in K through 12 education. 70% of K through 12 are teachers are women. They need help. 3 times more women applying to be big sisters in mentor programs than men applying. So this happened. Isn't it funny how the universe works? How you get the signals and the signs? Like, there's this sign up this weekend, and they made it a lot easier. It was so hard to become a Big Brother years ago. The Big Brothers organization, they made you jump through all kinds of hoops. And I understand, because last thing you need is some pedophile or freak or whatever coming in and passing one of those tests, But now they're doing it like one-day bazaars. You come for like 3 hours and they background check and they do everything and you get through. They're trying to get more men back on the scene. So I've been looking at this thing. My kids, I've been a father of 3 girls, right? My youngest one is 21. They're all doing great. They weren't all doing great for all the time, but they are now. Of course, you always wait for the next, shoe to drop, but doing great. I got time. You know what I mean? I do my thing. I've got a little bit of time, right? We're building our stuff, Steve. But I mean, what if we had like a Hot Mike's guy, like a Big Brother's kind of an internship, where we had a guy here, who needs some guys, good guys. And then he becomes part of our team. He runs around, does his things. We'll probably, if you're allowed to pay him a little bit, I think you should, right? Spend a little time with us. How do you like that? Stop talking about it. Do something. Keep looking over to see if Steve's like, okay, I like that. You remember hockey hair? Oh, I love hockey hair. It's called a mullet. We need our men back, hair and all. Now, don't listen. If a guy doesn't have a good head of hair, split screen. That's not fair. By the way, Steve, you can't have it all. I always say God's fair. Let's just say, Steve, when they make special pants for Steve. Let me just say that. He scores again. Let's just say when Steve goes to the tailor and he has a new set of pants, he whispers to the tailor, can you just let it out in the front, please? Steve's holding his own, says Slaughterhouse. I know. God's, by the way, I always say God's fair. Okay? We all have discussed this. There's 5 things every man would love to have. And if you can get 3.5, you're doing great. Who knows the 5 things? No body hair. Stop waxing.
She meant she wants men with hair.
Hair. Okay, but you like a bear? Like a big hairy guy?
She knows he's a man.
Here's the thing. I got the hair, but I have to say I scissor. I don't shave. Do you know what I mean? I don't want overgrown. I scissor. It's a trim. I don't want this thing. I don't like these guys coming out of the neck. I don't like that. Yeah. I don't know what you're asking here in the chat.
Are we supposed to report it?
Like I said.
She just wants to ask.
Like I said, God's fair. Oh, If you only
I
knew.
love it. I love it.
Oh, ambiguously gay giant. God,
Thank you on that.
that's so beautiful. Less hair, the better. Yeah, I mean, like I'll never forget, all the red carpets I did over the years in Hollywood, and I always had my three favorite hairy guys: Alec Baldwin, Robin Williams, but severely hirsute, Steve Carell. I used to always laugh with Carell and his wife. I would usually go right to Mrs. Carell. And we would, and it was like, the Emmys were always in September and they were always hot, right? And on a given Emmys, it could be brutally hot, like close to 100. And I would say, Steve, how you doing? I have a little fan for him holding it there. Are you dying right now? What's going on underneath that shirt? Can you pull the jacket down? Can I see the back? Can I see what's going on there? He'd be like, will you stop? This is too much. And Mrs. Carell's like, oh my God. I said, you ever just want to shave the whole thing? Baldwin, my God, is he hairy? But a lot of women like a very hairy man. He was hairy, Robin Williams. God, I once interviewed Robin Williams. I forgot maybe it was like RV or something, or one of these shows, movies. And I walked in, and the two chairs, we had two like regular, I considered a dining table, no arms on the side, two chairs facing each other in a 2-camera interview. And he comes in, and I'm, getting makeup or whatever. And he sits down first. I walk in, I swing my leg around the chair and sit backwards. So the thing is here, and I got my arms like this to talk to him. And I swing my leg over, and he goes, what the hell was that with the swinging leg? He went off for the next 15 minutes, and I never asked one question. He just went on a 15-minute stand-up routine. Yeah. Alex Baldwin looks ridiculously hairy. Alex is very hairy, Richard. And his name is Alec with a C. But who cares, honestly? Like, who cares? You call him whatever you want. Oh, God, did we love Robin Williams? I mean, Jesus, was he great. You never know what someone's dealing with. Holy shit, you just never know. You never know. Anyway, guys, we got to get our boys back. We got to get our men back. Women, you know why? You know who needs relationships more than anything? You know why we got to get boys, the confidence to approach girls? Is because women in relationships live 2 to 3 years longer in life. Men in relationships live 4 to 7 years longer. Men need relationships more than women. You'll notice, look, maybe it's just conditioning, but widows always do better than widowers. Watch the widowers. The older men who are alone, right off a cliff. My mom has been single for 5 years, and she's like, I'm looking for a man. I'd like to meet a man right now. I'm like, Mom, you're 87. She's like, absolutely. Someone to hang out with and go to the movies with and, play a little bridge with. And yeah. The old guys, that's a sad story, right? I know my daughters will panic if I'm an old guy and I'm like at home alone. They'll be like, how is he doing? What did he do? Is he okay? Someone go check on him. That's it. So the boys need the girls. I like Magnum PI, Harry. Tom Selleck to the end. Never found him. Wow. Selleck was a hairy son of a bitch, and he still is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hairy man. Yeah. You know what's interesting is like my brother and I have the exact same DNA. He has not one hair on his chest. Not one. He's bare like a 10-year-old on the front. And me, I have to like scissor a little bit and all that. It's weird. And he got something else that I didn't. I'm like, how did that happen? You when God's deciding who gets what, I got the better hair. He got something else. Would I give up the hair is the question. Would you give up? This is a question I used to ask every man who came onto I had a a radio show a long time ago. And I would ask men, great hair or Jesse Metcalf. I'll never forget the young guy when he was when he was on Desperate Housewives as the gardener or the pool boy, whatever it was. And he said to me, I've been taking Propecia since I was 22. This is like I'm hanging on by a thread here. I would definitely take the hair over the. It's a good question. English Dick, let's hear from the men here. I mean, that's a good question. I think, you know, if you had to get down to it. Yeah. My parents used to call me the town crier. Had his own horn? What's it? I have no idea. Oh my God. I'm sure he will love you mentioning that he's running for governor. Tough shit. Tough shit, brother. Yeah. That's just the way us brothers do. He's a good man. Oh my God. Yeah, so we're going to look out for our boys, right? Let's all do it. I'm going to go to this thing on Saturday, man. I'm sorry. What does this mean? Lesbians scissor, Billy. Please say trim. Scissor. You know what a scissor is, Steve. Steve, you have the internet. Oh, God. You know, I do blush. I blush easily.
Oh, what you're Richard. Oh,
English Dick. I've never had any complaints. Everybody. It's nothing worse though. Like I'm at the golf club and I've, got a friend I've had for 15 years. Accidentally, the towel kind of, just falls over, and I'm like, "Whoa, wow! Did not see that coming." It's like the worst. And we've had a great relationship, and it never involved having to see any of that. And then that happens. Yeah, tough one. All right, let's talk a little bit about Meghan Markle. We have to. She's getting back to work, folks. She's going to be an actress. She's doing it. She is an actor in the beginning, and she's going to take a break from her gooping and her Martha Stewart business building. And she is now going to get back to her roots, baby. The Duchess has joined the cast of Close Personal Friends alongside Lily Collins, Brie Larson, Henry Golding, which every sappy rom-com needs a Henry Golding. And I'll tell you who's a good actor, Jack Quaid. Dennis Quaid's son. He's a great actor. Anyway, Meghan was spotted on the set in Pasadena just yesterday. She's reportedly playing herself. Is that acting? That's half acting. You can't play yourself. You have to play a character. I don't like that. But according to a source at the studio, and this is written in The Sun, is a big moment for her, they say, signifies a return to doing what she truly loves. Although, honestly, I don't know. Oh, I love this. According to a source, she has been swamped with offers, but this one felt right. The one playing yourself felt right. That never makes sense. That's never been the truth, but maybe it is now. It's Meghan's way of gently putting her toe back in the water and seeing how she enjoys being back on set. No, it's a way of a production sucking the life out of her. It's called the vampire effect, and you'll play you. And here's the thing, Meghan. You have an opportunity here. Bwahas. Yeah, not swamped. Or you'd be playing an amazing character. Please don't make this some kind of congratulatory role, self-adulating and blowing sun up your ass. Don't do that. This needs to be self-deprecating. This needs to be, please, every opportunity Meghan Markle has to open the tent and invite people in, she drops the tarp in their face and does something inauthentic. This is your opportunity to make fun of yourself, be self-deprecating. Please, I want to see that happen. Oh, look at this. Don't say, someone said something nasty about Chrissy Teigen in there. I got to say something. Don't do that. I mean, you know why? She DM'd me the other day. I forgot about that. I was DM'd, but oh my God, wait a minute. Chrissy Teigen said the nicest thing. Holy shit, I forgot about this. And I just got a text back from Scott Galloway, who is leading the charge on taking care of young boys. I've got to get him on this show. Oh, okay. Where is, oh Lord. Oh my God. I'm going to find what Chrissy Teigen DM'd me. You're going to want to hear this. Where are you, Chrissy? Would she be in primary? She'd be primary, right? Here's my question. Oh, is that her? No? This is important. Oh, maybe it's in Hot Mics and not Billy Bush. Do you know what I mean? Is she following me on Hot Mics? Oh, she is. She's following the show. The Hot Mics account is roaring. Like that thing is just grows every day. I don't care about the personal one. I care about the Hot Mics one. Personal one is, you never know what to do on the personal one. How much do you share? How much do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm going to give this 2 more seconds, guys, and then that's it. I don't know what's wrong with my, 20. Oh, I see. There's so many. Steve, do not play the Jeopardy music. Yeah, I have no idea. But here's what she said, basically, because I remember it. We love, Chrissy said, Billy, thank you for writing me when I was like under threat of cancellation. You wrote me a letter and I'll never forget it. And I don't know if I responded at the time or not, but you were so sweet to reach out to me and say, hey, keep your head up, all this stuff. And I did. And I have done this repeatedly throughout as I watched people get, pilloried for something that isn't murder. And, they shouldn't lose their lives over it. And I wrote her a nice letter and she said, I just want you to know, if I didn't respond then, I do think about it all the time. And so I woke up today and I was like, I need to send him a message. And so she did. And I said, great. We'd love to have you on Hot Mics. Let's just have like a personal conversation, you to me, what life is, what that was for you. And I'll tell you my story, and we'll have a heart-to-heart with Chrissy Teigen. Why not? We all make up our minds about people, right? But I always end with Meghan Markle. I always say, I bet if I was sitting next to her at a dinner party, I'd probably like her. I'd find something to like about her. Steve thinks she's hot. Steve thinks Meghan Markle is like a real fox. You do. He's not going to deny that. Anyway, that was Chrissy Teigen's response. I also wrote one of those letters to Kathy Griffin when she was holding the Trump severed head and she got canceled. It was pretty tacky and tasteless, but I wrote her a thing saying, hey, I know what that feels like. I'm sure you're going through a tough time right now. I want you to know, rely on your family, friends, whatever. You're going to be come roaring back. You're a talented person, and just a nice letter. You know what she did? She went on Bill Maher and was like, Billy Bush, like the biggest thing. He wrote me this letter, like, thanks. I really want to hear from this asshole. And she just took my personal letter that I wrote her, Kathy Griffin, trying to build her up, even though she's not the nicest person in the world. She makes, her money off of just negative humor. But I still felt like there's a person who's down. Try to lift them up. And she did that. Trashed me publicly in her stand-up and on Bill Maher. I was like, okay, you truly are ugly inside. Meghan Markle has cute bunions? What the who has cute bunions? Oh, by the way, after watching your show last night, my daughter and I watched All's Fair. It wasn't as bad as I expected. Maybe the wine helped. Hey, Mary, that's what we did for you. We lowered expectations. We lowered them to the ground. So you were expecting a giant steaming pile of whatever, and you were like, eh. Here's the thing on Kim Kardashian. Headline today, they're trying to spin the show, saying, no. We're in on the joke. We know it's so bad that it's good. The Times of London gave the series, All's Fair, a 0-star review, describing the show as preening Insta boasts strung together into a clumsy, haphazard whole. The Wrap called it a stock caricature from a man's idea of a woman's drama and a cavalcade of wigs and screeching in search of the truth. USA Today cut right to the point with their story's headline, Kim Kardashian's All Fair is the worst television show of the year. Now they're trying to say, yeah, but they know it. And they're getting people talking about it. And you're all dumb enough to get hooked on it. I'm not watching the second episode. There's too much out there. But okay, let's see what happens. If that works, then I got to tell you, she's the greatest influencing of all time. Sherry says, Hamilton. Lisa, sorry. I just watched Billy on Bill Maher. It seemed like Bill Maher was a little jealous of the Bushman. Well, he was a little jealous when we took the photo at the end. I was a little taller than. No, I'm texting with Bill. We're getting him on hot mics. We're gonna flip it the other way around. So Bill Maher will be coming up. Most people have said to me about my appearance on Bill Maher we seem to like each other. I'm going to say that's the truth, right? Let's talk about Steve's meatus. Can I say meatus? Just so I don't have to say meatus maximus? Or minimus, I don't really know, honestly. I will not watch Blake Lively or Meghan Markle. Oh. Josie, who wouldn't be jealous of Billy Bush? Well, the guy next to me in the shower. Next, just kidding. Your interview with Bill was great. I loved it. I like Bill Maher. I really do. I really do. It was a lot of fun being in there. He's just an interesting character. I said to Bill, Bill, do you age? I swear to God, you've been the same man since Politically Incorrect in 2000. Same size, same hair. I said, do you sleep in some kind of like cryogenic tank? Are you embalmed in some way? He was jealous of my hair. Yeah, I'm jealous of his wallet. And you know what? Bill's one of those old school Hollywood guys. Like one time I went to Jack Nicholson's house. Oh, this is a good story. We've got a busy day, but I'll tell this one. Bill's got one of those old school houses he's obviously had for 30 years or something. And it's kind of hip and groovy in a canyon. I went to Jack Nicholson's house years ago. We had a mutual friend. This guy, Rudy Durand, is like one of Jack's best friends. And Rudy and I played golf together and always hanging out. Rudy's one of those great old Hollywood characters. Talks like this. Hey, Billy B, what's going on? It's Rudy D. Hey, Billy. I remember one time he called me. He goes, hey, Billy, it's Rudy D. What's going on? I said, I know it's Rudy. How you doing, buddy? He's good. Listen, man, everything's good. I got this. I need a favor. Oh, shit. Yeah. No one likes to hear that. Okay. What do you need, Rudy? Billy, I got this beautiful broad coming into town. She's a knockout. You know what I'm saying? She's a 12. Listen, I need some tickets, right? She's got a couple of family members with her, and we need some tickets to Universal. I know you're a bigwig over there at NBC. Can you do me a solid on that? I said, okay, what's your tickets for what? And he's like, the whole VIP tour, the tram thing, the everything, all the rides, the whole deal, guided and everything, Billy. She's a knockout. How many tickets you need, Rudy? He goes, I don't know, like 11. I'm like, whoa. Okay. So I get the 11 tickets for Rudy. I don't know how. But we become friends, and he invites me to a boxing match up at Jack's house. He says, hey, Billy, we're watching Steve is walking around me. We're watching the boxing match up at Jack's house. And he said, come on up. I said, I figured there's a party going on at Jack Nicholson's house. I'm like, fuck, I got to go to that. Like, I don't, bye, honey. I had a friend in town. I said, Rudy, can I bring my buddy? He said, yeah, sure. I got up there. It's me and my buddy, Brent, who's visiting me, Jack and Rudy. It's just the four of us. I'm like, Jack lives in an old, he hasn't touched it since the 60s. Up on Mulholland Drive. By the way, Marlon Brando across the street. But it's up on Mulholland Drive, and it looks in the Beverly Hills direction, down into those canyons, like Coldwater, and actually down on Bill Maher's house, frankly. And Jack is up there, and he bought, it's an old bungalow from the 60s, but there were four of them in a row. He owns all of them. And I think he's got one with memorabilia stuffed in it, and the other two are like rotting, but he just didn't want anyone else to live there. And then he has his small bungalow where he lives, and it is not fancy at all, folks. Very small kitchen with little tile and old appliances, and he's got his back room. We're watching TV, and Jack is ripping a J that is just massive. He's wearing a fluorescent green T-shirt and baggy khakis. And I'm sitting there with him, and he's like, and I'm like, I'll smoke the weed. I'm like, with Jack, I got to smoke the weed, but not, to his level. So we get a little baked, and we watch this boxing fight, and he's got his art collection. Whoa! And by the way, each one of his paintings, he's got the artist starts with a P. Okay, many of them. If you removed it from the wall, it immediately alerts the police. I mean, you can't. It's like a museum. You touch that thing, and the cops are there in 2 seconds. You stand 6 feet away from this damn thing. Amazing art collection. It's in this old bungalow. Mind blowing. And God, it was an experience. Amazing. So, Steve, what do we have today? In 2 hours, we are going to tape an interview with Bill O'Reilly. Not Bill Maher, Bill O'Reilly. I've read his book. It's called Confronting Evil. And it's all about Mao Zedong and Stalin. But I want to we're going to talk about his book, but we're also going to talk about Zoran Mamdani. What the hell is going on in this? Is this going to happen? Is this just a one-off, or is socialism, democratic socialism, is that a party that's going to rise from 90,000 members in the United States to millions and millions? Is that a direction we're actually going in? Bill O'Reilly is around. Yes, he is. He still writes all the books. He's an interesting guy. The only thing I don't, that I'm going to take on Bill, I'm going to challenge Bill O'Reilly in one place. Why do you call women by their last names? Right? Whenever he always say all right, Carlson, tell me this. All right, all right, King. Looking forward to it. Well, I think we did what we had to do. Love y'all. Have an unbelievable weekend. Here's what I got going on. Tomorrow night, USC football game. Taking all the kids. I got 8 tickets. Taking another couple and their daughter, and I'm taking my daughters and my ex-wife. And so we've got we're right on the 50-yard line. USC Northwestern. You always got to pick a team you can beat up on for Parents Weekend, and that's what we're doing there. Saturday, I'm going to whip out to this Big Brothers thing and see what's going on. I'm going to do it. Why not? We need mentors for young men in this country. Why not me, damn it? Let's go. Steve. Just sheared. We don't shave. We sear. Don't shave. Sear. No shave. This has electrodes attached to my back. Someone always comments, this is the part where I don't want to say goodbye. No, it's like I'm just lingering. The guy that won't leave the party. Oh, that's a good point to leave. The end of the music. Oh! 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 Watch the nips. Watch the nips. Mm-hmm. You know what I could never say on Extra? Watch the nips. We got freedom. We're free. Have a great weekend.